everyone, and welcome to another episode of BTR Beyond the Ropes. My name is Retro Relapse, aka Fernando, and with me, as always, is my tag team partner, Randizzle, Randy DLC. What
Woo!
to do, Randy?
What's going on, man? I'm still coming off a high of this weekend. A lot of
And
fun.
here we are on another. It's a wacky wrestling Wednesday because we can't do Top Rope Tuesday today because we're a day late, but we're never a dollar short. It's only because of the fact that we're on uh, a little bit of a lag, if you will, a little bit of a pay-per-view lag. Wow, what a weekend of wrestling, man! I'm telling you, there was so much to do, so much to see, and just all the events and things that were going on out there, man. It's just Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington. They it just
It was
man, what a
crazy.
weekend! What a
It was
weekend!
it was crazy. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of events going on. I know you got to do Starcast, meet some wrestlers, get some pictures, some autographs maybe. We got to
Mm-hmm.
hang out for a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, drink some beer,
Oh yeah.
watch some wrestling.
Man, oh man. Let me tell you, Starcast was an event all its own, man.
Yeah, how many wrestlers were you able to meet or just kind of catch a glimpse of?
It was difficult. Not gonna lie. I know there was some that were dedicated that really got in there and met quite a few people. I'm not gonna say I did just because it's not that I didn't want to meet them. I just wanted to be around. I just wanted to see what was going on and be in the aura of everything. My family did come along, of course, because we're all big wrestling nuts over here. And there was just a lot to see and a lot of little random things going on because being that it was in the Sheraton Hotel there in Arlington, catty corner to Globe Life Field and AT&T Stadium, aka Jerry World,
Jerry,
Dallas
well,
Cowboy
Dallas
fans.
Cowboy
Yeah.
fans, that's right.
Uh it was they used the main floor when you walked into the actual hotel, and then the second floor where they had a bunch of other little mini areas and like walkways and stuff. And he just had tables and booths and stuff set up everywhere, man. It was crazy. It was cool. Like on the second floor, there was an area in the back corner that was a big old conference room, and that's where they had a lot of the meet and greets. Um,
Nice.
I wouldn't say not every top star had a meet and greet because a lot of the top talent that was there were doing the pro photoshops. So I guess they had an option either meet and greet or uh, pro photoshop
So,
shoot.
sell gimmicks, make money, or take photos, make money. One or two,
Correct.
right? Gotcha,
So
gotcha, gotcha.
the larger stars were doing most of the pro photo shoots. John Moxley did. Who else was there?
Daniel Bryan, right?
Yep, Brian
Brian
Danielson
Danielson.
did. Paul White, Big Show was there. Uh, the main man himself, Jim Ross. I was able to get a picture with Jim Ross. It was a great little experience. With him, he was timed. He was on a time limit, especially because being older, his health, you can tell he's a little he's tired. He's tired. He's been through a lot. Of course, with fighting cancer and whatever ailments that he's had, he's tired, but he did it for the fans, and they had a table set up. They were like, get in the chair. We're going to take a picture. Get out. While he was going on, Hangman Adam Page was doing pictures. And crazy enough, people had things to get signed, and he signed them real quick. Crazy enough, his line was taking forever. I feel bad for the people because it was hot out there, especially being that where the photo shoot was at for the pro photo shoot, professional, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It was in a boathouse type deal that was across from the pool area on the
Oh,
outside because it's a very large pool. So you're waiting outside to get in line and take that picture with whoever's in there at that time slot. And when I went for Jim Ross's picture, which was slated at 4 o'clock, Hangman's was still going on. His was, I think those shoots were only supposed to be like an hour because they're real in and out, in and out, in and out.
that's how it's
And
supposed to be.
yeah, well, Hangman was treating it like a meet and greet because he was signing people's stuff.
Hey,
Uh,
that's
Jim
good.
Ross, they're like, sit down, take the photo, get out. Sit down, take the photo, get out. Like they were very meticulous with him. But none in all, good experience, man. Just be able to say hello to him, and just I just told him real quick, hey man, thanks for the year, thanks you for all the years of broadcasting, man. It's been great hearing your voice, and he said thank you.
Hey, man, it's
He
awesome
said
that you got a picture of him because people talk about it in the real world, wrestling world. You just never know, right? You might not see that
you,
person ever again, or they might not
nope.
be around
So
ever
when the
again.
opportunity presents itself, you got to take it. You don't be afraid to take that thing. But crazy enough, when we first got there to the Sheraton around 10 in the morning, things were already going on. There was a huge long line, and there was two lines, people trying to get in so they could get their wristbands so they're set for the weekend. but then they had the line that was going into that cabana, and then outside that pool house, boathouse, cabana thing, whatever, was Sting. Sting was having this picture going on at
Sting
that
going
time.
crazy, huh?
Yeah,
So
man,
did
people were going nuts.
who else? Who else did you get? I saw that. Didn't
Um,
your daughter get a picture with somebody?
yes, so my daughter did get a picture with Julia Hart and Brody King. They
Nice.
were. I haven't gotten there yet, so let me give you that
My
that
bad, my
that
bad, my
that.
bad. I didn't get to experience this, guys. I was at work, and I was driving in the next day to
hmm
catch the other festivities, but I didn't catch Starcast, so I'm hearing this for the first time as well.
So on that first floor they had just a whole bunch of like they had a towards the doors they had like a ring set up, like a half ring with a couch on it, and they were doing a lot of interview stuff. They had some of the announcers from Ring of Honor there doing a whole bunch of things, so it was pretty cool. They would bring out some wrestlers, a lot of wrestlers from their shows, and they were talking about the pay-per-view that was coming up that evening, which was the Super Card of Honor. So they were promoting some of that stuff with some of the younger talent. um, and then they had like your one area where it was where you picked up your tickets, and it had some exclusive merch, AEW merch. Um, you hit up the stairs upstairs, and wait, did they have anything else downstairs? In the back was a photo booth, and then they had a further outdoor area, pavilion area, where they had more of the meet and greets. So what's crazy is didn't matter what level of ticket you got, you had your regular weekend pass, you have your gold and your platinum tier or whatever, right? Because everything comes with something, but everybody got this card that you can get free meet and greets. So a lot of the sponsors, Upper Deck, man, there was a bunch of them. Uh, were have basically paid for some of the talent so they could give free pictures and autographs to everybody. So you could take an item. So one of those I actually stood in line for. I got Max Caster's autograph because I never got it when we saw him in Austin.
Was it the best
Anthony
professional
Bowens,
wrestler? Best professional
Austin,
wrestler?
Anthony Bowens signed my sign, and I think he signed your mask,
My
right?
mask, yeah.
Yeah, I only got the scissors from Caster at that time, but I did get a an 8x10 where he put my name on there, best wrestler alive, and he was doing his gimmick. He had his little picture, his little plaque, and got a free picture. So that was cool. But the line was long, man. The line was long. But there was a lot of people there. You could tell, that there's a lot of people with money. There's a lot of people without money, and the ones without, they were definitely crowding those lines, which is great because I mean, you can't beat it. You get to meet just some of these people that are on TV that are putting their bodies out there for us, and just people pay for the sponsorship so you could just, hey man, meet them, fucking meet them. There they
That's
are,
cool.
man.
As bad as the Upper Deck was able to sponsor a good chunk of the AEW roster, I remember you. I think a couple of weeks ago, you went over that card of who was going to be free and who you'd be paid.
Mm-hmm.
At least some. At least some. And I mean,
Yep.
you got to meet one of them. You
hmm
know.
So on that second, once you got up to the second floor, you take the stairs up or the elevators up. So as soon as you got to the top of the stairs, Max Caster's right there with Upper Deck doing his thing there. There was other tables that were set up. I saw Matt Cardona and Smart Mark Sterling.
Sterling.
Cardona had his tables or their table set up with the major bendy figs, and they had a whole bunch of them that were there. And he
I believe they did their podcast there also live,
uh-huh.
right?
I think they did it on the bottom because I didn't see it when I was there. It wasn't on the top because the top was just for selling and getting autographs. So he had his table set up with his figures, and then he had all his 8x10s that he would sign, and you would do selfies at his table. A little further down, Upper Deck was right next to him. Also, they had another booth over here. We could buy boxes of the AEW cards and whatever other cards they were selling. Further down, they had another table. James Storm, the
Oh, beer
Cowboy was
money,
there.
beer
Uh
money.
huh. Well, half of beer money because the
America's
other
Most
half is the
Wanted.
WWE.
America's
But
Most Wanted guy too.
so he had his 8x10s and he had a couple of beer bottles on the table with his logo and stuff on it. He was doing autographs and selfies. Next to him was Joey Janela. He was doing the
Oh,
same thing. He had his
bad
little
boy.
merch table going on. In between them, there was a hallway that went to the back, and they had I can't remember high spots. I
High
think it was high
spots, yeah, high
spots.
spots.
They had it's like a large conference room, and they had a whole bunch of autograph stuff that was for sale in there, figures, posters, signed art, books, random Funko figures, a lot of WWE stuff in there also. But of course, because High Spot sells everything, they don't just sell just AEW only. They just it's a plethora of everything because everyone's a fan of everything. So why not have it available? Because I mean, you never know. You never know.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
some of that stuff was recently decently priced. So to see a Shawn Michaels figure from like I don't know 2017, it's autographed by him going for $150 is not bad.
Mm-mm.
Just when's the next time you're gonna actually get his signature? Plus, it had the JSA with it too. So
That's
it was pretty
badass.
crazy to
It's already
see.
certified, and you can buy it right there in the spot. Or
Hmm.
I'm assuming you can buy some action figures or something, and then have it signed while you're there by some of the wrestlers.
Correct, because there were a lot of people that were signing other things, belts and um, action figures and random people that had like bandanas and stuff. I mean, you just see everyone. There's always something random going on. And then while you're on that second floor, past James Stores and Joey Janela, there was the other conference room where they had a lot of the other stars that were doing their meet and greets. As soon as I walked in, Sky Blue was right there. Sky Blue was all in her glory right there. I was like, what's up, dude? But going around, they had like two rows of tables going like this, and then it stopped, and it came around and had two rows of tables this way. There was a long, long line when I went upstairs, and it was because Sting was doing his meet and greet after his photo shoot. So he actually did a meet and greet as well to meet fans, sign their belts, sign their figures, and take pictures at the table, selfies at the
Gotta
table. So
make that money. Gotta
So,
make
like
that
I said,
money.
my daughter met. She wanted to see Brody King, and it was a package with her and with him and Julia Hart. Oh, I don't know who else was there in there. There was a
Buddy
bunch of other
Murphy
people
was
in
there.
there. Willow was in there.
Buddy Murphy, no.
But no, he's in Australia still, man. He's injured. He's recovering. He's still not here. He's not back yet. Can't think of other. There was a bunch of other stars that were in there. I say you would say like here's your top right underneath that were in there. Oh, Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett were in there doing autographs and stuff.
Nice.
Some guy actually brought a guitar for him to sign. Um,
Slap
and
nuts.
and then there was a bunch of like random podcasters that were out there doing interviews, like shoot interviews with their cameras and microphones and stuff like that. And people, the wrestlers were into it. They were digging it. They were like, yeah, we'll do a interview for your podcast or whatever, because there was media passes, people with actual media passes walking around and stuff, doing stuff like that. Because of course it's exposure to get people to go out and watch the pay per view, whether you're here in Arlington or you're just going to buy the pay per view at home. They were just trying to get that money. I mean, who isn't, right?
Right. Yeah. No shit.
Um, what else? Oh, so that was a 2 day event. The following day, so that ran, let's say 10 to 6, because Ring of Card of Honor was on after that, and they did have a viewing party there at the hotel. If you were staying at the hotel, because there was actually a lot of wrestlers staying there at the hotel. Excuse me. I remember seeing Sammy Guevara on socials. Uh, he was posting pictures of him there at the hotel from his hotel room, looking at Globe Life Field. So there were actually wrestlers that were staying there. MJF was there. We saw him. My wife saw him go in the elevator and go upstairs. So I'm pretty sure he went to his room, because I don't know if he walked around and did anything. I missed Adam Cole and Paragon because of how late we got there and trying to figure out what's going on and stuff. I wanted to go get
Was his free or no?
no, his was a pro photo op, but it was early. His was like at, I think it was like at 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and missed it.
Well, it sucks. It sucks that you
Missed
missed
it.
it because now that we know after that pay-per-view that he probably won't be wrestling for a while or at
And that
all.
and that
That's
that's what
tough.
that's what saddened me the most, dude. Because after seeing that he was gonna be back, and I was like, I had that opportunity, but I it just, timing was bad, dude. Timing was bad because there was a lot of people. It was very unorganized, and I think what it is, it's not AEW, it's the actual Starcast brand that is doing a lot of the event. They were very unorganized, and I don't want to use this platform to talk mess about an organization that's trying to do things, because I don't think they were ready for how many people were going to actually show up, how many fans that were going to be there for these people, these wrestlers. The venue they used was not big enough. They needed a bigger venue. Of course, they were trying to keep it close so that way you have the Sheridan right there, you have Texas Live right around the corner, so you can go party and hang out and stuff like that, eat and everything.
Make it a walking distance
Pretty
from
much,
everything.
it's just all walking, less than a 10-minute walk. You had the esports stadium that had the Ring of Honor show that was right there, so they kept it in the vicinity, which is great. But the way it was spaced out, it could have been done a lot better. Honestly, it really could have. But I mean, I don't know personally. I'm not one who runs events, but you can tell the frustration from a lot of people that were just, the heat was too much for the pro photo ops. The lines were too unorganized to get some of the meet and greets.
People aren't ready for the Texas heat and how big a fan base there are for wrestling in Texas,
Hmm.
right? I mean, you talk about one of the biggest wrestling capitals. You can talk about Chicago and you can talk about New York and whatever, but Texas has to be the one of the top three, four as far as people loving per capita wrestling.
Hmm. So the following day, they had a part two of the Starcast meet and greets and stuff. And my daughter actually went very early in the morning before we met up at Globe Life for the because they had a tailgate party at 10 in the morning because the pay per view is early, right? But she was there at 9 a.m. Her and Draven, our Make a Wish buddy, uh, and she got the photo op, or they both got the photo op with RVD.
Ah,
Yes,
RVD, son of a
they
bitch.
while we were still in the hotel room, she sent a picture of Rob Van Dam and Katie Forbes walking by them. And crazy
Nice.
enough, they were first in line, so
That's what's
they
up.
they got yeah, they
That's
got that picture. They got that picture with them. They got the autograph because he said he was going to be there on his socials. Everybody thought it was going to be Friday. It ended up being Saturday because there was a lot of B stars that I say B stars because they weren't on the pay per view. They're part of the brand. They're part of the things that happen, but they weren't on the pay per view that were there on Saturday to help kind of hype up everything that was going on, as well as give pictures, autographs, meet and greets, all that good stuff too. So if you wanted to meet Ric Flair, he was there on Saturday in the morning.
See, I only saw Aubrey Edwards at the tailgate,
Mm-hmm.
and then we saw Daddy Magic, who was the host, and then we
Mm-hmm.
saw Velvet Sky, or Sky Velvet,
Red Velvet.
Red Velvet.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the other two girls' names.
Diamante and
Yeah,
Kiera Hogan.
yeah, Kiara Hogan, yeah. And then we saw the big, was it Middle Eastern guy? Sankum?
Satnam Singh.
Sanknam Singh, yeah. So it was pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool. That was just a free little event at Texas Live where
So that was wild, man. That 10 in the morning to have a quote unquote tailgate party. I thought we were gonna do it in the parking lot, but now they had it on the inside of Texas Live, which was smarter because the beer was flowing already early in the morning,
oh yeah.
um, as well as they had good food there going on. So those that were able to wanted to grab some breakfast. I know I did. I wanted some food. I mean, I didn't get breakfast, but I got something in my stomach because we're gonna be drinking. I need something in my stomach, right? But just to see the hype that Texas Live is something that a lot of people need to go and experience because of the fact that it's not just an area. Like you go in and it's like a mini mall. It's like a big mall, and you have all these different little restaurants that are sponsored by different brands of alcohol or food or whatever company is doing it. Plus they have a large pavilion area in the middle with these huge screens and a stage and a big old bar in front of it. And just to be able to be in there and chill and watch the stuff on the TV and see some stars there. And well, you forgot about Johnny TV.
Johnny Mundo,
Yeah, I was gonna say Johnny Mundo also.
and
Johnny
Tyler Valkyrie,
TV
Tyler
and
Valkyrie,
and his wife,
Tyler
Taya
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie. Yeah,
Yeah,
they were doing the what up? They were doing the trivia. So that was so cool that they were actually coming out into the crowd. And I think they had not Ian Riccaboni, but the other dude from Ring of Honor, the other announcer. Um, and they had they had it going on where they were giving away gifts and upgraded seats and things like that. I mean,
people got
only things that
floor seats,
AEW can
man.
do,
People
man.
got floor seats.
Yeah, it's like, hey, let me see where you're at. If you're in the 300, show me you're in the 300s. And then they had like 20 people bum rush to the front, and they're like, well, guess the number from 1 to 100. And somebody got it, 24. And they were in the 300s, and they got to the floor, dude.
They got on section N, row two. Like, dude, that's not the hard camera. It's the soft camera side, but you're in the fucking floor for a
Hey,
fucking pay
man,
per
for
view for free.
it's like you spent, I don't know, $150 for a family of four in nosebleeds, and now you're pimping on the floor, dude. Come on, let's go.
Hey, and
Let's go.
speaking of free, I got to cash in my
Oh
free
yeah, yeah,
tickets. I
yeah, yeah.
won.
Tell us about your
Yeah,
free. Tell us about your tickets.
yeah. I got a my wife got a text message with the link to our free tickets. I think the end of last month. Prepping for obviously the pay per view this past
Mhm.
weekend, and it was pretty bad. As we got there, showed up. We're in a nice level. It's good view, free tickets. The beer was flowing. I was getting drunk buying random stuff. It was fun. Like good, damn good time. Good seats. Got to go out watch a great pay per view. Got a lot of cool shit. Let me see if I can find these cards real quick. Indulge me a second.
uh, so what he's trying to show us or show off is Upper Deck had an area where they were doing. You can go and make your own trading card. You go take a picture. You're by yourself. You have your family with you. You have your kid. You have your brother, whatever. And so people were taking pictures. And Upper Deck would take your picture. You go to the screen. And you type in your name on there, and they would print it out right then and there. And so you had an authentic Upper Deck card with your picture on there.
So
They were
I'm a
doing that at Starcast. and then they brought the machine over to the actual live event there at the pay per view. You know how you walk around and like, let's say we're from San Antonio, so like the Alamo Dome or AT&T Center, when you walk around and go between to go to your seats, you go find concessions. Well, they had a booth set up, and this was Randy Scott show.
So they gave you away free patch of cards for fun. A couple of wrestling superstars on there for a nice little upper deck special AEW thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then let me see if I can find them. I know they're in here. We got a little bit of some cards. These are just some of the cards. This is us.
Look at that. That's right. Rep of the 2-0.
All
Let's
right.
go.
And then here's me and my wife. You know, fun stuff, dude. Fun. And the cool thing is, it has an actual back. It has the All In logo. It talks about the pay per view. It actually has the upper deck right here in the corner, and then you get to put whatever you want. This one's Team DLC.
Oh, that's cool.
I had the BTR on this one.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have this one, a Beyond the Ropes one. Definitely gonna use that as a picture. That's cool.
Yeah.
So
I don't know where mine went.
I had to do a Randizzle, Randy Orton pose. I had to do it. I
Nice.
had to do it. But again, something very cool, something unique. I've never seen it, and I've been to a lot of wrestling events everywhere, and I've never seen Upper Deck do anything, or Fleer, or any other card company do something fun, and let alone for free, and give away free cards, and again, you can put whatever you want, and take all kinds of crazy pictures if you wanted to, which is cool.
So I do also have the Beyond the Ropes trading card, 2 of 2. You have my 2 of 2, right?
I have two
For
of the other one.
BTR. And then this is a shout out to my brother from another mother, Mateo Klunder. This is the other tag team I'm affiliated with, the Brown Krauts. The Brown Krauts.
Mega Power
Uh,
handshake.
you damn right, the Brown Krauts. We're here to take you out. Yes.
That's classic.
Yes.
Fun
Shout out to my
times.
brother Mateo Klunder for coming out and hanging out with the festivities.
No,
He
his
was
name his name is Zaddy. Is it Zaddy or
I think it was Zaddy. Yes. Zaddy something from the other day when they clowned on us. Yes. Yes, that was him. What's the so he Zaddy had never he's experienced some WWE before. Years back, he's been to SmackDown, he's been to Raw, a couple of those kind of things, but never the caliber of what AEW had put out there. And not to say that they're clowning on it on WWE, but AEW really did go all out for All In, and they will go all out for All Out next pay per view. But I mean, it was just an experience in itself, man. You could not tell you were in a baseball stadium. The way they made it feel, the way they covered everything up, the way they set up all the stage, the pyrotechnics they had going on, um, the way everything was seated, like you could not tell that you were. I mean, I couldn't even find the dugout. The dugout was covered. It
Yeah,
was
I
crazy.
I didn't realize it was. It was like a big ass
Arena,
dome. Yeah, big
yeah,
ass dome,
big
and
ass arena. Yep.
and it was pretty badass. I got a cool little AW fan all in just because I was like, hey,
You got the fan.
it was fucking.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
always hot, but I got this cool exclusive,
Oh, you got the
yeah,
MJF. Nice.
all in
Mr.
exclusive.
America.
Has this cool little, when he was the U.S. American champ.
Yeah.
Got that one of 3,000. I think there's a couple of left on this AEW shop. So if you're looking for
Yep.
it, which is cool. I was trying to get the Okada. It was a special Okada one of 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Gone, dude.
Yeah, that
Gone.
one went quick, man. That one went quick. A lot of, you know what? And shame on AEW. Shame on them. I'm gonna put this one out there also because I love AEW, but shame on them for not coming prepared with the merch, because the merch went. The merch went quick. Jerseys were flying off the shelf. The T-shirts were flying off the shelf. The
Like
extra merchandise they put were flying
crazy
off the
amount was
shelf.
flying off.
And it's crazy when you talk about the merchandise that's on there, because you know what, this may You may want to put your sunglasses on because you got that nice little shiny bling bling. Catch me around the corner, bling bling. I don't think you can barely see it. In my
Well, it's-
Yokohama tire, bling bling. I got the AEW Dynamite diamond ring.
nice. They
Yeah,
come in a cool little box, right?
yeah. It came in a nice little brown box, little wooden esque box that held it in there. And then of course,
A
she
dynamite
was
ring.
just sitting real nice in there. Oh yeah, real pretty. Look at that.
I know how many people take a picture of that damn thing.
Oh dude, people kept saying, "Where'd you get that? Where'd you?" Over there in the front. Over there at well, they did have some of the tents outside of the arena, but I got it during Starcast. When you bought your tickets, they had stuff set up. They had the replicas of the TBS title. They had replicas of the TNT title. They had replicas of uh, the big belt. And
Nice.
crazy enough, you'll see on the socials, my son bought the big belt, and he bought a AEW cowboy hat and was walking around with that thing, like boy was walking around like he had oil money, tipping his hat to
That's
everybody.
what happens when you get a little what is it called? Forget juice
He
in
had a
you.
little, he had a little swag. He had a little swag when he was walking around with that belt. I mean, who wouldn't? You have big Goldie there. Who wouldn't have walking around with a little swag?
And AEW has a nice fucking like it's like a dual plated belt, 2 layer, 3 layer belt. It's
Dude,
badass.
it has some weight. You know what? I was very surprised on how thick the replica is. I have the John Cena spinner belt, and I was impressed with that one with the weight of it compared to the other belts that I have that are replicas. But when I put that one in my hand, it 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 it, it trumped it. Best way I could say it. It really trumped it in weight, in style, the way it looked. I mean, it was it's a beautiful belt, man. I want one.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I want one too. Fuck. I
Hmm.
think the only belt that I have that's that heavy is the signature Kurt Angle. It's heavy
Yeah,
as fuck. But it's a lot more plate than a US title or an old Attitude Era belt. So
yeah.
but that's badass, So I mean, that's the best part. We got to enjoy wrestling. And I know we're gonna run down this card here in a little bit, but before we do, was the experience worth it, including the pay-per-view experience? How did you feel about this overall weekend that you had in
Man, A
Dallas?
plus. It was an A weekend for me, man, because I haven't had that much fun in a long time. Not only being there with friends, but it was good wrestling that they put on TV. A lot of people are like, ah, blah, blah, blah. No, dude, if you don't like AEW, you don't like what it is, man. We've been following AEW for a long time. We talk about it over here, dude. Like I day one since they've come out, and I've enjoyed it. It was a good pay per view. They had some really good matches on there. They had people that were really pouring their heart out there and putting it out there, and they really did show out. Because I've seen on social media lately, there are people out there um, random clubs because I like something or shared something. There's a lot of people. Hey man, where do I start if I want to get into AEW? I really want to get into AEW. I was like, wow, that must tell you something that either they're showing off a really good product, or the big dogs aren't doing too damn well because I can tell you right now they're not. At least
I'll
my opinion.
I'll tell you this. I went to WrestleMania this past year, right?
Yes, you did.
I was there for damn near 10 days. 10 days. I was only here for this AEW weekend for 2 days. 3 days, I'm sorry, 3 days. I was there for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, although WWE has the juggernaut behind them, with I think the biggest thing that WWE has over AEW is they got their fucking merch shit together and their
Mm-hmm.
fucking events together, right? Like those are well calculated, planned. I didn't get to enjoy Starcast, so I don't know how unorganized or whatever it was, but as far as the wrestling itself, dude, AEW, I would say when we run down this card, more than 85, 90% of those matches were fucking bangers. And
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't a snooze fest. I did fall asleep because I was drunk, not because it was boring. There's a difference, right? There's a difference. I fell asleep because I was drunk, but like I fell asleep because I was drunk, not because there was anything boring. It drew in between matches and stuff. But like AEW put on a fucking good show for only being 5 years old. 5 years old, putting on this is their biggest U.S. house show. I think 25,000 tickets, which is a lot. A great venue. You get to see great seats from anywhere you sat, and a good show overall. great weekend. They're starting to get their media stuff done better, and I said like the only thing they need to work on is fucking merch.
Hmm.
And to figure out that okay, it's cool to have two merch stands. You need like eight,
Yeah.
and you need them packed because you're gonna sell it. Because I went at the beginning when the line was an hour wait, and I went towards the end, and the only thing that was left, and all the three X's were gone. I saw people buying all in baseball jerseys who were the size of my wife, who was like 4'10", 110 pounds, buying 3XL
Yo,
fucking
yo,
base.
you don't put all that information out in the inverse, bro. You're gonna get in trouble.
4'10", 4'10". But she's super tiny. She wears extra small, and I see people her size also buying 3XL jerseys because they just want to have it because it's that
Hmm.
fucking nice. But you don't have enough
I was
merch.
there.
Yeah, you were there. Like there wasn't enough merch. Like I think the only thing that I saw that was left outside was a couple of the signed Will Ospreay and Tony Storm figures from the past Grand Slam in Australia and stuff like that. Those special exclusives over there, and a little random that little fan, something like that, random something like that, and then a scarf, one scarf left. All the
Hmm.
MJF scarf, the fucking Osprey scarf was gone. I think they already had the All In scarf that was left. It's
Hmm.
too hot for scarves in Texas, so I can understand why it wasn't selling. But everything else, dude, all the shirts. I was there. I was at All In. Fucking jerseys, the belt, all the title belts were gone. All the cool fucking special. The Bandito mask sold out. I tried to buy the Bandito mask, gone. Try to buy the, try to buy a hologram mask, gone. They had this random AEW luchador mask that I was like, I'm not gonna buy this shit. Finally realized, okay, well I might as well get it because there's no more luchador masks. It's fucking gone too.
God.
Gone. So like, I got the MJF. I got that little flag for free. Like I was like, damn, they just need more merch and more merch stands.
Hmm.
That would be my overall. The show itself A plus. The planning, uh, C minus. Just for get more shit like that.
Yeah.
But
I think Starcade needs to up their game if they're gonna do something big like that for the next big event for wherever they do it. Because I think it was poor planning. I get it, logistic wise, it makes sense. You want to keep everything close, but if you don't have the room for it,
I, I
fig-
I think like
figure
you're
out a
saying
better way.
like I've heard of Starcasts in other towns where they have other big pay-per-views, and the overall consensus isn't that it's not organized. It's just the venue's just too small, and I think they're underestimating the amount of fans that are going to show up.
Hmm.
Right. So you want to be a little more prepared to accommodate these people who are willing to spend a lot of fucking money.
Yep.
A lot of money. I mean, let me ask you a real question. Between your immediate family, your kids and and your wife and yourself, how much money did you spend at Starcast alone for meet and greets and pictures and all that shit?
Mm,
It's a couple hundred, right?
yeah, a few hundred. I want to say under five. I want to say under five because I know like the picture with Jim Ross. You would think how much would you if you could put a number? How much do you think that picture goes for?
150, 200.
75.
Nice, nice.
Mm-hmm.
How much was Sting? Like 200?
Sting was 125, I think.
How much was Daniel Bryan? I see Jonathan back there. How much?
125.
So, like, think about that. That two pictures, Jim Ross and Daniel Bryan, right there is
Think.
$200. $200, right? $200 right there. So you gotta think just between the two pictures that you and your son took with two different wrestling personalities, $200, and that's just two people. What about Cassandra, Draven, Cynthia, and all the thousands of other fans that were there, and how much they spent, and how much all that cool shit they bought. Look at that. There you go. Look at that fucking thing.
Oh, dude. Worth it. Worth it. Worth it.
Doesn't Jonathan have another replica also, not the legit one?
He was gifted one for Christmas from a coworker at his old job, and
Now he has a real deal.
yeah, you can tell the other one was very. The plates were light. You can tell it's a fake. I mean, if we're gonna be honest, or what it was, but it was good intentions. They wanted to spoil him, and I guess they got it off of Amazon. You can still buy Pakistan belts on Amazon or eBay, but this right here, this baby, this is a real deal, man. This thing is big in my head.
Yeah, I like that it's dual plated. It has nice etching, nice little stones in there.
No, she big.
She a
She
big
big.
one. She a
She
big
big boy.
bitch.
She a
She a
big
big
girl.
bitch.
Big girl. Big girl.
That's cool.
Big girl. Big girl.
Nice belt.
Hmm.
Definitely worth the money you pay for it because
Oh,
it's
definitely,
nice.
definitely. But yeah, as far as meet and greets, I mean, the between all the ones we got, I mean, under $500, man.
Which is weird. I would think you'd spend more than that because I would
You
assume that
would.
Brody King and Julia
Bro,
Hart.
that was $60.
What about RVD?
RD was $60.
Really? So again, like if you're able to have more in open area, how much more people would have been spending as much money, right? And you know maybe
Oh
rushed
yeah.
out in the heat or whatever the case
Hmm.
situation may have been. So
If they had more of a, I don't know, like a convention center type of area to do things in, more or like a, I wouldn't even, like an auditorium, like maybe like a Shriners Auditorium kind of thing here in town. Uh, you know, Premium Coliseum would be a little too big, but it wouldn't be bad or ordeal. But if you had like an open area kind of thing, like where they do the gun shows kind of thing, you know,
the China
you could set
Auditorium,
up
right? Yeah.
you could set up a bunch of booths. You have a stage to do certain things. I mean, man, you could fit an abundance of people and have all that lined up to get your meet and greets and everything. But regardless, it was still a good time because not only did they just have the meet and greets, they had other things. They had the wrestlers doing interviews. Paragon was up on that stage at one point, opening packs of cards, and people were getting hyped for just what they were pulling out of the cards because that's like the new thing right now, right? Get all hyped when people
Card
show it on
breaks,
screen
card
and
breaks. Yeah, yeah.
getting hyped about that. They had a cosplay event at one point where they had people that were dressed up like some of the wrestlers and voting for them, and they were winning prizes. There was a dude that was dressed up like Sting and like older guy. Um, he looked exactly like him. People would double take when he was sitting in certain areas. We were like, "Oh man, Sting's over here," but no, because Sting has his hair, his beard grown out and everything. This is like clean shaven Sting, but he looks exactly like the AEW one. Has the that windbreaker jacket. He was all in black. Had the baseball bat. And he even I saw him when we were in line for Jim Ross. He was on a set. He was in the VIP line, and he was right here by us. And I was like, "Hey man, I know it's hot, dude. You gotta be like suffering now. How's your makeup holding on so well?" He's like, "Well, there's this thing that I saw online that like some of the big stars, like I'm just gonna name drop whoever, like Beyonce and Jennifer Lopez, whatever. They use a setting spray, and I put that over the makeup, and that way it doesn't break up when I start sweating and stuff. So man, this thing lasts all day. So it's caked on there, and it's glued." I was like, "That's what's up." And
That's badass. I
after,
saw him. If you watched Dynamite or Collision or the pay per view, he was in the front row and he
yeah,
looked like fucking Sting.
yeah,
He
yes, he
looked
does.
like
Spot
Sting.
on. So I met that guy, and he was part of that cosplay. So it's on that little stage that I said in the front, right? And we're in the far back in the bar area of the hotel, and where they're hanging out, having a few cocktails, whatever. And there's friends of that fake Sting, that imposter Sting, right? The cosplay Sting. A couple of his friends were sitting at the bar, and they're like, "Don't cheer for that guy. No, we're playing cheer for him, man. That's our friend over there." I was like, "Oh, that's what's up, dude." I was like, "Yeah, but don't don't uh don't let don't tell him like he looks good in front of him, man, because his head gets too big because he does this all the time." I was like, "Hey, did he ever do that at work? Like y'all work together, right? So did he ever dress up?" "Yeah, he dressed up like that at work one time, and man, everybody ate it up, man. It was so crazy, man." I was like, "I believe it. I
Yeah,
believe it
it
because
looked
he was
good. It looks
spot on,
good.
dude. Yep, did
That's
the
a,
whole woo and everything, like
and that's the cool part about wrestling fans. They're either really good or really bad, but
yes,
we're diehard regardless, right?
yes.
You're a fucking shitty fan, or you're a fucking over excessive fan, or but you're always all in.
Everybody,
No pun intended. It's you're
hold
all
on,
in.
hold on.
You're all in.
To add on to that, everybody has to have a gimmick. Everybody has to have a gimmick, and let me tell you why. I don't know if you remember when we were eating there at bu- 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 the Texas Live. We were hanging out at that booth, and we were all sitting there eating and stuff. And they were going around and they were asking people questions or whatever, and they got the question right. They got a prize or whatever. They stopped on this one lady,
Uh,
pobrecita, pobrecita. She could tell she's
Buzz's
had some
girlfriend.
some
Whoa.
kind some kind of, I don't know, deficiency, or maybe she had cancer or something. Whatever. You could tell there was an issue, but bless her soul, she was there having a good time. So I'm no hate, no, all love, whatever. But when somebody goes out and says they call me and give a name, if the voices in your head after your or before your medicine are saying they call me, that's not right.
And there's a
That's
lot
not
of those,
right.
there's a lot of wrestling fans like that.
There was a lot of people out there that were like that. They were like, that talked in the third person, which was very, very weird to me, awkward to me. I'm
Yeah,
like, dude, like,
Randizzle doesn't like that. Okay, Randizzle does not like
well,
that.
they
Like that shit, like that.
exactly,
Yes,
dude,
yes.
exactly. There were people that were, they call me so and so. I was like, well, who are they? Because it looked like you came by yourself.
All seven of my personalities. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. It looked like you took a taxi, not an Uber, an old school taxi dropped you off, and
You ever
you
seen
happened to make it.
Scrooge and fucking Benicio del Toro's fucking that ghost fucking cabbie?
Hmm.
That's who dropped her off.
Hmm.
Yeah.
There were some characters there. I'm not gonna lie, there were some characters, but I mean, it made for a good event. There was a lot of people that just would not shut up about their experiences and stuff like that when you're waiting in line. And I get it. You just want to talk to people. I'm not. I'm a bit of an introvert in the line because I'm focused on what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying not to make an ass of myself when I meet so and so for the picture. I want to be able to talk clearly like I am to you right now. Like
Yeah.
when you see that person, I mean, depending on your fandom, you'll choke up. I know my wife does. Whenever we go to Comic Cons and stuff, I'm the one that's like, she really likes you. Fucking give her a hug or a high five. She's like out of her mind right now, because she's just in shock and awe. But you're cool, dude,
But
because I don't care.
that's the wrestling thing. It's you're around other people who you know are wrestling fans, and it's easy to say, dude, did you fucking see that match last night? You fucking believe it? You're like,
Hmm.
I'm not a big fan of that, but yeah, I saw it. It was bullshit or whatever, right?
Hmm.
Like you can have a conversation with anyone in a wrestling arena because whether you're a new fan or an old fan, you're watching wrestling, you're watching it.
You're damn
So,
right.
but fun weekend. Let's get into that card.
Man, we ain't gonna have time to get into this whole card. How about we just highlight what was going on because it was a lot in this. There was a lot in this because we took a good amount of time just giving the experience, man. Because you know what, for those that didn't get to come out here, at least they get to feel a little bit. At least they get to.
Yeah, it was
We're not
fun.
lying that we fucking had a great time. We're not fucking giving you a shoot that we know that, oh, this is great and we're doing it because we were paid. No, dude, we paid our own fucking money to be there, and we wanted to go and experience this for ourselves and had a great time. I didn't fucking kiss no ass to get free tickets like this guy over here.
I
I
didn't kiss
spent
his
my
ass.
hard earned money.
I spent my
I
hard-earned
spent my
money in that arena. They got a lot of money out of me for
yeah,
alcohol.
yeah, they
A
did that
lot of
alcohol.
money.
Those drinks, yeah, they
I
did.
spent like $400 on
Um,
alcohol alone by myself.
I mean, there were some good bangers on the 0 hour. You had the Sons of Texas, Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, and the Von Erichs versus Shane Taylor Promotions. I mean, that was a,
That was
a
a
good
fun
match
one. A
for
little
the
fun.
hometown.
Yeah.
That was for the hometown heroes. The hometown heroes won. Um, the one that really got me was the Don Callis family, Hechicero, Rocky Romero, Trent Beretta, Lance Archer, versus the conglomeration, which was Kyle O'Reilly, Tomohiro Ishii, Hologram, and Big Boom AJ and his damn kids.
Dude, I was talking so much shit when that dude came out, and I would say the whole row next to me, they're like, finally someone fucking says something. I fucking hate that dude. I'm like, he's ruining
You know what?
wrestling.
Well,
He's
I
ruining
wish I
wrestling.
was. I wish I was in your row when that happened because everyone in the row that was below us, with us, and behind us were cheering that guy on. Were cheering that guy on. I
Yeah.
was like, why?
Don't get me wrong.
Why?
There was some people in my area that were like they were saying all his catchphrases, but I was like, fuck when Trent Beretta pie faced that little kid to the floor. I was like, finally showing shut this little fat fucking Costco cookie eating piece of shit up and his stupid ass dad. And I shit you not, I don't hate wrestlers, but I
You
hate
hate
people like him. I
influencers.
hate influencers like him like that. But
Influencers that are the outsiders that are trying to
yeah,
be us.
yeah, and then
Yes.
but I would say a good 40 people in my row. They're like, "Fuck that dude, a douchebag," and I was like, "Yeah,
Uh
like
huh.
fucking hate this dude."
No, everybody for whatever reason, and I had a bunch of dudes that were around me that were like in their 20s and 30s and stuff like that. They were all just the Rizzler, not the middle kid, not the one that got pushed, the taller son, the little chunky one. Everybody is about
Chencho,
that little chunky
Chencho,
kid for some reason, dude. The
fucking
Rizzler or the Riz.
the white Chencho, Chencho.
Chancho. Let me borrow some sweats. Yes,
Some
everybody
stretchy
was about the little pudgy
pants.
shit. Like they were chanting for him at our while we were there, dude. I was like, why? He's just a
There's,
little piece of shit, dude.
is there
Why?
something
But
I don't know about these people? But yeah, I don't know.
yeah. So anyway, Faces won on that one also.
I
The
was
other zero.
surprised that Kyle O'Reilly was teaming up with him.
Well,
I
he
know he's part
had.
of the conglomerate, but I was just
Hmm.
like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, because him and Ishii are conglomeration. They just added hologram and boom in there to because it was 0 hour. They didn't have Paragon doing anything because we found out later why.
Yeah,
And then the other match in the pre-show was FTR versus the Outrunners. And man, you thought Outrunners were gonna take it.
it
You
was
there
a
was
good
a good
match. It was a
there was a good
good
point where
match.
we're like, you know what? They showed out better here than they did at Collision the few days before, but no, FTR came out on top and they came out dirty on top. But man, everybody was heartbroken. But the take away from the match, the Outrunners with their what is it that those menthol cigarette pants.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Fucking Newports.
There you go. Everyone was screaming in the like I said, I had those 20s and 30 years. Everyone was screaming Newports. Let's go Newports. Let's
Yes,
go
everyone was
Newports.
chanting the
I
same thing
need
in my.
cigarettes.
Yeah, I was
Like,
chanting like, oh, what did fucking? They were saying
yeah.
wrestling fans are very clever with the shit they
Hmm.
fucking say, and it was pretty funny. Yeah, Newport, fucking runners, Newport runners, so outrun.
Newport Runners. Yep. So they started off with the World Trios Championship match. It was the Ops versus Gabe Kidd and the Death Riders, Claudio and Wheeler Yuta, and that was a fun match. That was a
That
fun
was a
match.
good match. I'm not a big fan of Gabe Kidd, but like he served his purpose. He got his ass whooped a little bit. He
Hmm.
kicked some ass a little bit. Superstar of this fucking match. Was it Wheeler Yuta? Yeah,
Hmm.
Wheeler Yuta was pretty much taking the ass whooping all fucking
Hmm.
day. You have Claudio who's fucking doing the fucking heavy spots, and then you have Will Hobbs, Samoa Joe, and fucking what's the guy's name?
Oh man, I totally forgot. Will Hobbs was everywhere at that convention, man. Like everywhere I was at, like he was just walking around. Like he had those space feet, dude, where he could not sit still. I want to say when we were there after we got the picture with Jr. and we were watching the cosplay. This was later in the afternoon, like 4 o'clock, I think 5 o'clock, somewhere on there. I think it was before we mentioned Texas Live.
Okay,
Um, he was there at the bar too. He was there at the bar too. That boy was just walking
hanging
everywhere,
out,
man. Like
hanging
you, I
out.
mean, I know he had a meet and greet, but he was just people would stop him. Hey man, selfie, cool. Hey man, selfie. Yeah, what's up? Hey
Hey,
man,
dude, every time he was hitting Yuta or somebody, they
meet,
call it meat,
meet,
meat,
meet.
meat, meat.
Yep,
Yeah, that's
yep,
cool. And they
yep.
won. They won. They retained their
They
championships.
won. They retained the champs. The Ops are still the trios champs, but they beat the shit out of Samoa Joe. He had to go out in a stretcher. So I think that's so they can give him some time to go do some um
Twisted Metal filming.
medium media work for Twisted Metal 2 next
Yeah,
season or Twisted Metal's next season.
yeah. Which is
Hmm.
badass. I think that's a transition for maybe Hook to come back and then just do the Freebird rule, right? Because
Yeah,
Hobbs took Hook's spot when he got hurt. Now maybe Hook's gonna take Samoa Joe's spot
Mojo
because
spot.
he's
Yep.
out. You know,
Could be happen. Could be happen.
good match.
Next, 14-man casino gauntlet match. You had
Fucking.
Mark Briscoe and MJF started off. MJF's big ass flag just popped down. That was so cool. Uh, Other participants, you had Ricochet, Bandito, Takeshita, Mystico, Josh Alexander, Anthony Bowens, Roderick Strong, Brody King, the return of Juice Robinson,
He
uh,
looked like Bo Dallas, dude, with a shaved fucking face. I was like, what the fuck is Bo Dallas doing
mhm,
here?
Kota Ibushi, the Beast Mortos, and last but not least, Max Caster.
I liked the match. Obviously, MJF took it, but
Hmm.
it was a good match. I liked everyone kind of showed out. I almost thought that Ricochet was gonna take it. To be honest with
Hmm.
you, I was like, okay, they're gonna finally give him a push. He's been like floating that mid card main event spot for a while, and but obviously
You said it
MJF.
yourself. Every face has to have a heel to fight for that belt, and the heel won it, and he's got his future AEW World Championship match. So we will see eventually MJF versus Hangman.
Yeah, yeah, and it
Hmm.
has to happen, right? It's just you have to have David versus Goliath, good versus evil. It just has to happen, and like I said, that's why I thought it could work with Ricochet.
Hmm.
And Ricochet's there. He's a bad guy. He's willing to do some nasty shit to get done. But hey, kudos to MJF. I didn't know what was going to happen to him. He was floating around for a while, ever since Adam Cole had got hurt, and then he kind of lost the belt, and then he was floating around, and then he finally joined the Hurt Syndicate, and now he's in the fucking main event picture again, which is
Yep,
badass.
because he hurts people. Next on the card, unfortunately, we had to have a four-way match for the AEW TNT Championship. And prior to that match, well, it was before the match
Right,
when it
yeah,
came out.
right
When
before, yeah.
Adam Cole came out with the belt and he put it down and he talked to the crowd to let everyone know that he is still injured. He has health issues and he would not be able to carry
Defend,
on being the TNT
yeah.
champion. He would not be able to defend it. And he looked like he was on teetering on retiring that night. Crazy enough, like
He
the
was in
things are.
tears. He was in tears.
He
Like
was in tears, and he was teetering on saying those words that he was going to retire, like throwing his boots in the ring. But I believe they talked him out of it in the back. They're going to work with him to see what's going on. Stuff on the sheets are saying that the concussions are still bad, that he's dealing with some memory loss still. He's dealing with
did
some
he get
issues
did he
that like
get
it's
hurt at
gotten.
Collision or in Dynamite? It said it like he was supposed to fight this weekend, and then something happened where it re-aggravated something. It might have been
It
something
had it,
simple.
it had to happen when he fought like a couple
Kyle
weeks ago.
Fletcher. I think he fought Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, that was it when he fought Fletcher on Dynamite. That had to been something, some drop in that match at some point that re-aggravated something that yeah, it's bad, it's bad. So
It's
our
bad.
hearts go
It's
out.
you know it's bad when you have to you feel like you have to relinquish the belt because it's just
I
like
don't think he wanted to. And I don't think he felt like he wanted to. I'm pretty sure the doctor's like, you have to, dude. You have to. We need to figure this out because if not, you're gonna be a fucking potato, and then you're gonna be in a wheelchair. Then what are you gonna do? You won't even be able to play your video games. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
because he's big with his Twitch channel. Shout out to the Chugs and the Chugs Army. But yeah, kudos. Our hearts go out to Adam Cole, man. Speedy recovery. We hope everything works out and you come back because yeah, I mean, love him or hate him, he's a good guy, dude. I
yeah,
like him a lot.
yeah. And the crazy thing is when one door closes, a fucking window opens because well, Dustin Rhodes, the natural, is
So
your
you had a four-way
new.
match with Kyle Fletcher, Daniel Garcia, Sammy Guevara, and Dustin Rhodes for the belt, and it was a four-way banger. Not gonna lie, like
It
they
was
took it to
good.
the limit there. Everyone was showing out. Even Sammy and Dustin went at it at one point. Even though they're a tag team, hey man, all shots are off. We're going for this belt, and Dustin, he did it, man. Dustin came out on top, and he was very emotional because I don't think he was expecting this. I don't think they told him that he was going to win it.
What was pretty badass is his kids came out. The fucking Von Erich kids came out,
Hmm.
and they fucking hoisted him up. And the crazy thing is, if you saw his kids, one looks like him, one looks like Cody.
Hmm.
They look it is fucking his kids look exactly like him and his brother. It's
Hmm.
fucking wild. So you know whose genes are dominant in this fucking Cody Rhodes family.
Daddy.
That is so. It was pretty badass. It's again. It. I was shocked, and I think I was glad he finally got his due because he's been going after this championship, and he finally got the TNT title. So now he is a triple crown, Ring of Honor tag team, Ring of Honor triple crown, and a Ring of Honor trios tag team, and now AEW TNT champion,
That's
which is
right.
badass.
A shout out to
Texas
Dustin
Gold.
Rhodes holding it up for Texas.
I liked his gear. His gear was badass. Big old Texas
Hmm.
flag. It was badass.
Hmm.
I liked it.
Next match that came up was the EBPs, the Young Bucks versus Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland. Winner, if the Bucks lost, they were stripped of their EBP titles. If Ospreay and Strickland lost, they can't challenge for the World Championship.
Good, great match, man. It was a
Great
great
match.
match. I liked that it was all over the place. It wasn't contained to the ring, and everyone got their fucking licks in. Everything, in reality, this match could have gone either or. It could have gone either direction. Because when you thought that you had the Young Bucks down, I think that this was like a reintroduction to how good the Young Bucks really are. Because you think they're out, and here they are fucking winning. They're fucking taking the comeback and
Hmm.
and going, and next thing you know, you're like, they got Will Ospreay out. Sort of on the outside. They just throw his ass out, and they're about to
Hmm.
fucking pin him, and nope, somehow kicks out, and they fucking win. The fucking Will Ospreay and Ricochet,
And
not
I
Ricochet,
believe on the if you look on
Strickland.
AEW.com, You look on there, they put the EVP titles over Will Ospreay and Strickland.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nice.
They put the EVP titles on them, so the Young Bucks are no longer EVPs; they're just wrestlers.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
gonna be crazy to see what's up on Dynamite. What's gonna happen? Next match was the 12 woman Casino Gauntlet match. Winner gets to feature AEW World Women's Championship match. Number one and two, Chris Statlander and Megan Bain. You also had Willow Nightingale, Ty Mello, Tekla, Julia Hart, Queen Aminata, Mina Shirakawa, Athena, Thunder Rosa, Sayuri, and Alex Windsor was number 12. Do you know who Alex Windsor is?
I do not.
Alex Windsor is Will Ospreay's wife.
Oh, that was the wife. That's right. That's right. You told me. He told me.
Alex Windsor came out as number 12, so she,
I thought she
she
was
put her hat
hurt.
in the
I
ring.
think she could wrestle,
She
but
was. She had something I think her leg was broken, something like that. Now she's healed up. She's ready to go, and she's like, I'm gonna put my heart and soul out there because I want to do it for my
I
son.
I wonder if she's
They
gonna
did a
go after
vignette.
Mercedes Monet because she has a Rev Pro championship and that's from UK where they're from.
She could, or she could go after the TBS championship because I mean, Monet's got a lot of belts that need to come off of her.
Yeah.
But the winner out of the women's match, which was pretty good. I mean, you could see a lot of them hanging out in the bottom, waiting for their spots. Was Athena, and it's kind of crazy because I was reading on the sheets that Ring of Honor still hasn't come up with anything for a TV deal. So they're starting to move some of their major players out of Ring of Honor and putting them in AEW until they're ready to start pushing again for a TV deal. So until that happens, well, we're going to see more of Athena on TV, and I am not mad because I really like Athena. I
Yeah.
really like her
She's a
wrestling
she's a
style.
great wrestler.
She's she's phenomenal, and she deserves to hold one of the AEW titles, whether it's
Sh-
TBS for that, or they make another one, or
And
they
she is the
finally put out
longest
tag team.
reigning Ring of Honor champion. The
Still is
forever champion. The forever champion she
forever
calls herself.
champion. She's still champ right now.
She has her John
So,
Cena spinner belt too.
which is pretty cool. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with the women's uh, title shot coming up.
Yeah, because now she got to go against Tony Storm. That's going to be an interesting
Yep.
matchup. So,
hmm I don't know if they're going to save it for All Out or they're going to do it on TV. I hope they save it for All Out to make it worth it.
yeah,
That's a pay per view match right there.
absolutely.
Next was a three-way match for the AEW World Tag Team Champions. It was the Hurt Syndicate versus the Patriarchy versus Jet Speed.
I fucking love Christian Cage. What a fucking dastardly bastard.
hmm
Good match. I enjoyed it. Her Syndicate was fucking running roughshod on everyone for a good while, and then they just kind of ganged up on their ass.
The
So,
fact that after the match is over, that Nick Wayne, Kip Sabian, and Mother Wayne turned their back on Christian,
yeah,
it
the
was
big kiss of
bound to
pies.
happen. We just didn't know when. And it finally happened, and they pulled the trigger, and I know why they did it. You want to know why?
I
You
told
ready
you.
for this?
I had an inkling.
Well, everybody knows that they were going to do it, but the timeline has to happen now because Adam Copeland said, and if you read it out there, that he wants to retire in Canada.
Hmm.
You got 8 weeks till you have All Out in Alberta, Canada.
And that's in October?
No, uh, September.
Okay. So September,
Hold on, I'll pull it up right now.
I thought it was October, but no, you might be right. Um, I know his contract is up.
Of course, I'm right because I'm reading all my facts thanks to our buddies here at the SmackDown Hotel.com. September 20th, 2025, All Out Canada.
Nice, nice. I know his deal, his 2-year deal is technically up at the end of the summer, but because
hmm
of injury time, it has extended it. So it kind of blends
But
in
this is
pretty
what he
pretty
wanted
smart.
because he wanted to go out with Christian by his side of Spaces
Yeah, and I told you it would be hard
in a
to
tag team
turn
match.
Christian, but they had to find a way. And then we both kind of speculated what could happen. Maybe Edge goes dark and is a bad guy, but he's already been a bad guy for so long that his run has to be face. And well,
hmm
now they're gonna he's you're gonna have Christian Cage as a tweener. The
Adam
I'm
Copeland
be your
came
buddy.
out run with the run in because they were going to give him the concerto, and he comes in with that big old spike of his, that big old 2x4 with all those nails in it. And once it was all said and done, he cleared the ring and everything. He told Christian Cage, "Figure your life out.
Yeah, instead of go fuck yourself,
Figure your
figure it
life out.
out.
Figure it
Yeah,
out." So yes, it's gonna be good. The storytelling, the long term storytelling, their way is coming. It's gonna be good.
nice, nice.
Next match, the AEW World's Women's Championship, Timeless Tony Storm versus Mercedes Moné.
Dude, what a great women's match. You know,
Mm.
I had been dogging on Mercedes for a while because I haven't seen her really do much. But in reality, it's because I think she hasn't had the real competition. Tony Storm needed the competition to kind of elevate her status as the champion. It was a great match, back and forth. Some little crazy antics here and there with Tony Storm putting her face between Mercedes Moné's legs was hilarious. I'm sure
Hmm.
you've seen the videos of her saying, talking about, "I appreciate you keeping all four lips of your clean." You know, and if you watch the clip back,
Cause she kissed them both.
she kissed her face and then she put her face in her fucking crotch. Only Tony
Wasn't it?
Storm, only Tony Storm can get away with that shit in this day and age, right now.
Yeah, yeah. Let's be real. Let's
No,
be
no
real.
one else could do that shit in wrestling, woman or man. No one could do that.
I'm glad they did it here because I don't see that getting over in PG WWE over there. This is the
No.
perfect place to do it and the perfect time to do it. If you're gonna do blood and guts, then let's see some nuts too, lady nuts.
Lady Nets.
But timeless Tony Storm did retain her championship, and Mercedes is now I think like 18-1 or something like that.
Which is
So
pretty
she has the
badass.
one.
It was a good push. It's a good push,
Timeless
and
Tony Storm is the one in 21.
that's right. And the crazy thing is, and it this is the way it needs to play out because Mercedes Moné already has so many belts that she's eventually gonna have to start losing them.
Hmm.
And you can't have the woman who has the AEW Heavyweight Championship to lose to other people in different companies other belts, right? It doesn't make sense. So until
Yep.
she loses all those belts, I won't see her getting another opportunity until she starts losing some belts.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Next match on the card, AEW Unified Championship winner takes all unification match. Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega. Kazuchika with the Continental Championship. Kenny Omega with the International Championship.
crazy match, a nice fucking run back from New Japan. The last time
Hmm.
they fought, I think it was 2017 at Wrestle Kingdom or something like that. So like actually one on one, not in tag teams or anything like that. So great match.
They did show all those vignette stuff
Yeah,
on AEW
crazy
pre-show and all
outcome.
that. So
Crazy outcome. I didn't think it
yes,
was
it
the way it
was.
happened, but what do you
I
think about this
honestly,
match?
I honestly thought that Omega was gonna go over and he was
Hmm.
gonna be it, but Omega put Okada over. So Okada is your new unified champion. But what they did also say is that they kind of changed the rules on it a little bit. So they're gonna no they're gonna keep it with the continental rules. So whenever the continental uh I think it's continental. Whenever it's defended, you can't have any outside interference. So it has to be one on one.
No interference,
So
20-minute time limit,
hmm
and I think there's something else. That was another rule
hmm
on there somewhere.
yep. And so they're gonna roll with that. And but we don't know. We've yet to be seen if he's gonna be rolling with all three belts or just the new unified belt because they were. Uh, Tony Khan did say at the scrum that he can roll with all three belts if he wanted to.
They called him a Triple Crown champ, so I think he's gonna do what WWE did when they first did the unified have double belts, right?
Well,
Or
triple
or or
because
or, or, or my bad, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns had the WWE, he had the Universal, and then he had the Undisputed when Triple H presented to him. So they did carry all three for a little bit, and then
hmm
eventually the other two disappeared. You know, so maybe that's what's gonna happen. We'll find out.
makes sense. I'm curious to see. It's going to be something to see who's going to start fighting for these belts or this unified belt, and how long Okada's going to have it.
Yeah.
Last match on the card, the match everybody wanted to see, the AEW World Championship Texas Death Match between Hangman Adam Page and the champion John Moxley. Boy, did this match deliver.
It was a fucking a match that had ups, downs, lefts and rights. So much shit going on. So much gore. Holy shit, when they fucking zoomed in on Hangman stabbing Mox in the head with a fucking fork and the blood splurting out.
The famous words of my good buddy here, it was a slobber knocker.
Dude, that blood squirting
Squirting out of
out
John
of his
Moxley's head.
head.
You
I was like,
couldn't
what the
fake that,
fuck?
dude.
I was like, what the
I was
fuck?
like, fake that? No, you cannot.
I was like, holy shit, dude. That's fucking gnarly.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. John Moxley got his licks back. Fucking busted out that big ass board of nails and suplexed Hangman. DDT'd him on that fucking thing. Like there was cinder blocks. There was fucking forks. There was fucking chains, run-ins. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
run-ins.
A lot of run-ins.
Darby Allin made his return.
Yep, he was hanging from the rafter in between the
The
boards,
Sting
and
entrance
the
all the way
drop
down.
down. Yep.
You had a fucking a little yes movement come back and Brian Danielson come out and take out Wheeler and fucking Claudio.
Mm-hmm.
You had Swerve come out with the fucking chain and gave it to Hangman.
Yep.
You didn't know it's been a big old speculation. What's Swerve gonna do? Is he gonna turn on Hangman? Is he gonna be there when they absolutely needs him? And he fucking handed him a fucking chain and let him take care of business.
Yep.
Pretty badass. That was a
And
good.
then the kicker was they finally brought the belt out of the briefcase.
And people went fucking nuts. We haven't seen it in
Went
how long?
nuts. Since Brian Danielson was the champ because the plates and his nameplate were still on that belt.
Was it from
That's
all last
long
long?
term storytelling
Was that from
right there.
was that from last All In?
Yes.
That's a long ass time
When
ago.
Moxley won the belt from Danielson, they put it in that briefcase and it never came out. Kayfabe never came out. So when they opened that case, you saw that the plates, because the version 3 that they have now has nameplates, has Brian Danielson's plates on it and his nameplate on there. That's how long ago.
That's a long fucking time that fucking Moxley has held that belt hostage.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Yep. And now you can see it in all its glory.
So that's pretty badass. I'm pretty pumped to see how everything moves forward. Obviously, we are recording during Dynamite, so we're gonna have to catch some playback. But
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a do or die episode for AEW because they had such a strong pay per view, and usually, and I'll give WWE WrestleMania as an example. WrestleMania ended a lot of stories, and it was a weird startup to figure out what's next, right?
Mm-hmm.
AEW just started all their fucking stories. They ended
Mm-hmm.
some, but they just started 8 new stories right now.
And they're working through what's going to happen to All Out, because All Out is not the next pay per view, but there will be implications for that because the next pay per view, which is happening August 24th, thank you again to SmackDownHotel.com. Oh my God. AEW versus New Japan Forbidden Door.
Nice. So
So the Forbidden Door is next, but we don't know what stories will play out through there. But you do, like I said, have about 8 weeks or so till All Out September 20th. That's going to show and give us more of those
where's that
title
one?
matches
It's
and
not in
stuff.
Chicago, right? Where is it going to be this year?
Canada, I told
Canada.
you.
That's right. Ontario,
I
right?
told you.
Ontario.
Canada.
Canada. Canada.
On at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Yes.
Ontario.
Yes.
Nice.
AEW loves putting some of their stuff out there internationally. I mean, you should,
You
because you've
gotta.
got
You
fans everywhere.
gotta. You
This is the
gotta.
way you make your money, especially because I know WWE is trying to get back. They're doing their
Crown
which one is it?
Jewel in
Yep,
Perth, Australia.
Australia. So they're trying to stay relevant with Australia. So AEW said, we're going back to Canada. WWE
Yeah.
doesn't hit Canada as much as we do, especially because we got Bret Hart behind our back. I mean, Owen Hart and their
Yeah,
family
you
behind
got
our back.
Owen Hart. Yeah, you kind of run that way.
Yep. So it makes sense. It makes total sense.
It's pretty badass, dude. I'm pretty excited to see what's gonna happen next. And this paper, like I said, just started a bunch of storylines. You got TNT. You got implications for number one contendership for these big major championships. Trios championship, someone getting knocked out, taken out, maybe someone returns. You got Darby Allin returning, and the
Hmm.
world heavyweight champion has changed hands. What the fuck? It's a lot of
Yeah.
fucking wrestling. And this is one promotion. This is just AEW we're talking about.
Yes, dude, they brought it. I mean, if we run down real quick, I'm just gonna talk out some names that happened on Ring. Man, there was a lot of matches on the Ring of Honor Supercard. Blake Christian versus Jay Lethal in the 0 Hour. Blake Christian on top. Uh, Another pre-show one. You had Dark Order versus the Frat House. The Frat House was there at Starcade. Dark Order won that one. I think even Negative One came out also during that
Nice,
match.
nice.
You had Diamante versus Lady Frost. I'm pretty sure that was a banger because Lady Frost is good, dude. I love watching Lady Frost. And Diamante has been a good female wrestler. So and she helps a lot of the younger talent. So
Yeah.
Diamante came out on top. So I want to find a playback on that. Another pre-show they had going on were the Von Erichs versus Tony Nese and Davari,
Of the
and the
American
Von Erichs
athletes,
came out on top.
the premier
Yep,
athletes, whatever. Yeah.
the premier athletes with Smart Mark. Yep. And then for your matches, you had Echicero versus Michael Oku. Echicero came out on top. You had a four-way. The winner gets $50,000 reward. You had Adam Priest, Atlantis Jr., Lee Johnson, and AR Fox. And AR Fox came out on top as the winner, 50 grand.
Nice.
You had the pure championship match. Uh, the champ, Lee Moriarty versus Blue Panther, and Lee Moriarty came out on top with a submission to win that one. You had the World Tag Team Championship match. The Sons of Texas, Dustin and Sammy versus the Infantry, Sean Dean and Charlie Bravo. The Sons of Texas retained. You had the uh, World Television Championship match. Nick Wayne, the champion, versus Titan, and Nick Wayne won that one. He kept his belt. Then you had the Women's Television Champion interim four-way match because the television champ is injured. Yuka Sakazaki, Persephone, Miyu Yamashita, and Mina Shirakawa. And Mina won via submission, and she's the
Who is? Oh, it's Velvet Sky, right?
mhm,
Or Red
Red
Velvet.
Velvet.
Red Velvet.
Red
Who's
Velvet.
is she hurt currently?
Velvet was from TNA.
Yeah.
Red
Never mind.
Velvet's injured. Yeah, Red
Gotcha.
Velvet's injured. And then you had the Women's World Championship, which was Athena, the champ, versus Thunder Rosa, and Athena won via submission. She retained her title. And then the ROH World Championship, Bandito versus Takeshita, and Bandito won via pinfall and kept the belt. He's still the champ.
Which is wild because Takesha's a bad motherfucker.
Yes, he is. So the fact that Bandito took him out, that says something there.
Yeah, they're giving Bandito a push, so which is
Yes, they
cool. Which
are.
is cool.
Yep. And Takeshita can afford the loss because he's not really Ring of Honor, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So I mean, that's a lot of wrestling that AEW put on in Texas. You had Dynamite Wednesday, Collision
Collision
Thursday,
Thursday,
Ring of Honor
Ring of Honor
Supercard Friday,
Friday,
All
G- uh,
In,
and All In Saturday. Then they rested, and now they're back at it on Dynamite tonight.
which is badass. So it's a lot of wrestling, and this is just one company, AEW, who put on a hell of a fucking banger weekend. So pretty badass. So I'm looking forward to it. Needs to
My
happen.
one big take out of this, and I hated that I didn't get a chance to really vocalize this because I'm just gonna put this into the air now because they say if you manifest what you want into the air now, you're gonna get it. Am I right?
Hopefully, that's I've been saying it for years.
We need AEW back in San Antonio.
Are they not coming
They
anytime soon?
screwing us over because they keep going to Austin. You go to Dallas, you go to Houston, but y'all haven't been to San Antonio since 23 at the Holiday Bash in 23. Come back to San Antonio. No, 22. I'm sorry, 22. Because we had it in March when Thunder Rosa, Tia Rosa won the belt against Britt Baker in the steel cage, and then we had the the holiday bash at the end of the year. They came back for that, and we have not seen Ring of Honor in San Antonio since 2022. So please come back.
Ring of Honor or
Please.
AEW, huh? Nothing.
AEW, we miss you. Come back.
Come back. Or go to Austin. I'll go again. Or
I don't
Houston.
mind going to Austin to go see it, but it'd be nice to see it in our hometown. You know,
Yeah, it'd be nice.
give the 2-0 some love, man, because they've come here before. They
And
brought
it's
it over
sold out.
here,
And
and
it's sold
and
out. It's sold
yes, it
out.
did sold out. Everybody came out for that. You know, it was good. It was fun. I saw when we were leaving. Who do we say bye to? Andrade. Andrade was in the back. Him and Miro were in the back. We said bye to them when we were walking to the car and stuff like that. And they waved like, yeah, and we love
Yeah.
you. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Yep.
Well,
That's when he was Mr. Flair, and I ain't Mr. Flair no more. That's right.
well, regardless, this has been another wacky, waving, inflatable Wednesday wrestling event.
You damn right
All
it is.
right, make sure to hit that follow and subscribe button. Leave a comment. Hit us on the socials at Beyond the Ropes Pod. We appreciate you tuning in for another episode. Stay tuned for tomorrow when we go live.
We'll be live tomorrow, so watch this one and watch us again because we're going to be talking about some WWE and some other things that are going on. So definitely tune in. We will see you there.
That's right. Stay tuned for more stories of more
More
violence.
violence. Oh my
Woo!
god.